Okay, so let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, a piece of technology that's so common, right? It's so integrated into our daily lives that we just, we completely overlook how sophisticated it is.
And how intimidating it can be.
Exactly. How intimidating it can be if you don't know the very precise formal language it uses. We're talking, of course, about the ubiquitous gateway to your funds, the ATM, the automatic teller machine.
It really is the modern financial portal.
Mhm.
I mean, think about it. It's a highly secure 24-hour electronic vault.
And it's all accessible through just a tiny plastic card.
Right. And these machines, they're engineered for transactional efficiency. But they talk to you, they communicate using this very specific, very high-stakes vocabulary. It's all rooted in the worlds of banking, legality, and, of course, digital security.
So our mission today is to really master that essential operating vocabulary.
We want to make the ATM transparent so that every single interaction from putting your card in to confirming a transfer is done with complete confidence.
Complete confidence and clarity. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Because whether you're, I don't know, navigating your finances for the very first time, like the young learner whose experience we've been looking at,
Right.
or you're just traveling, maybe you're overseas and you see these unfamiliar screens and banking instructions, understanding the exact terminology
Yeah.
it's just absolutely critical.
It's the difference between a smooth transaction and, well, a massive financial error.
A massive, costly error. Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to approach this machine and engage with it confidently, understanding every instruction clearly and slowly. You can't have that sense of panic that leads to those big mistakes.
And, the first hurdle is sometimes just recognizing the machine itself. What do you even call it?
Right.
Well, ATM automatic teller machine is the official technical name.
Mm-hmm.
Its local name can vary a lot.
Yeah, I've heard a few different ones.
You'll hear people call it the bank machine, the cash machine, or just, the money machine.
Simple and to the point.
But no matter what you call it, its function is universal. It lets you interact with your account electronically outside of normal bank hours. That whole array of names just kind of underscores how globally essential this tech has become.
And what's really fascinating to me is how quickly this tool can take a learner from, dependence to real financial independence.
Oh, absolutely.
That initial nervousness, that little voice in your head saying, what if I press the wrong button? What if I break it?
That's a very real feeling.
It is. So mastering this seemingly simple process is actually it's a huge leap towards self-sufficiency and responsibility. It gives you the confidence not just to manage your own money, but then to, eventually guide someone else through it, maybe a family member.
That knowledge is power. It really is. And to highlight just how demanding the machine's precision is and what the consequences are if you're not paying attention,
Yeah.
we really need to start with this high-stakes scenario.
The cautionary tale.
This story from the sources just perfectly illustrates the danger of what we call confirmation bias.
You mean assuming the machine is doing what you want it to do, not what it actually says it's doing?
Precisely.
So this is the situation where a user was trying to do a routine cash withdrawal, maybe distracted, in a hurry.
Totally. Impatient.
And instead of confirming, I don't know, $20 or $40, the screen threw up a question that was so far outside the norm, it should have been a giant red flag.
A huge one.
Yeah.
The machine was asking the user to confirm a massive, non-routine $10,000 transfer
$10,000.
to the World Wildlife Foundation specifically.
No, that's a noble cause, but
A very noble charity, but definitely not what someone's trying to do when they just want cash for lunch.
right.
And what makes this so critical is that the user, just rushing through the screens, didn't recognize that they had somehow, maybe they mispressed a button. They had switched from a withdrawal to an external transfer. They just saw a confirmation screen and immediately hit yes.
That is the ultimate confirmation failure. Just boom, confirmed. A $10,000 transfer they never meant to make. And what was the immediate result, the sort of chilling result of that anomaly?
Well, once that transaction was electronically sealed, $10,000 gone from one account and into another, the machine immediately escalated the situation.
It didn't just print a receipt?
No, it didn't just end the session. It flashed a critical security warning. It announced that the exits have been sealed and the doors will remain locked until the local authorities arrive.
Wow.
That tells you everything you need to know about an ATM. It is not just a cash register.
No.
It is a highly intelligent, proactive security sentinel.
Yeah.
It's designed to lock down instantly when a massive anomaly or a potential threat is detected. It's guarding serious assets and has zero tolerance for error.
That sets the stage perfectly. Our goal is to gain mastery, so we never, ever face a lockdown scenario.
Right.
We need to internalize the vocabulary, the steps. Okay, so let's move into the step-by-step anatomy of a transaction. Let's start with the physical key to this whole thing, the debit card.
The debit card. It's your plastic key to the whole operation. It is the essential physical token that your bank gives you when you open an account.
And it's basically physical authentication.
Exactly. It's proof that you are authorized to interact with the electronic funds in that account. Its functions are pretty comprehensive: withdrawing money, checking your balance, or depositing money.
So without that physical key,
The electronic door stays shut.
and the very first action, step 1, is that mandatory physical instruction. The machine says, please insert your card into the slot.
Right. Two simple words: insert and slot. But they're crucial in this banking context.
So insert just means to put something inside something else. But what's the implication here?
Well, the verb insert implies more than just placement. It implies proper alignment, a certain commitment. The ATM needs the card to be fully committed to the reading mechanism. If you don't insert it correctly, the right way, all the way in the machine will just reject it immediately. That proper insertion is the foundation for the entire secure exchange between the card's chip and the machine's processor.
And the slot itself, that's more than just an opening, right? It's a piece of engineering.
It's a marvel of engineering, really, designed for security.
Yeah.
We know it's usually, long and rectangular, never a circle, but modern slots have all this advanced technology.
Like what?
They often have anti-skimming features. Sometimes they'll vibrate or use specific light patterns to disrupt any devices that criminals might try to attach to steal your card data.
So the slot is the first line of defense.
Absolutely. Older ATMs just read the magnetic stripe, but modern machines use the card's EMV chip.
A little gold square.
That's the one. And the design of the slot ensures the card is held firmly enough for that chip to talk to the reader. It's like a cryptographic handshake. It confirms the card is legit and not a copy. The slot is also programmed to keep the card, to retain it, if the system detects, say, too many wrong PI attempts, or if you just walk away without taking it back.
Which is a huge security issue for the bank.
A huge liability.
I've definitely been that person standing there trying to figure out which way the card is supposed to go in.
We all have.
So once the card is in and it's recognized, the machine moves straight to identity verification. Step 2, validating who you are with the PI. The screen will prompt you. Please input your 6-digit PI code followed by the pound key.
And this is the core digital security layer. PIN, of course, stands for Personal Identification Number.
Right.
It's the secret number, known only to you, that proves you're the legitimate holder of that physical card.
What I find interesting here is the trade-off. We're using a numbers-only code for, high-value financial access. But we use these complex passwords with letters and symbols for our streaming services.
That's a great point. Why is that?
Yeah, why are banks so okay with a 4 or 6-digit numeric-only code? Isn't that, inherently weaker than a full password?
It is, but it's a historical and practical constraint that goes back to the origins of the ATM. Early keypads were very simple, often based on telephone keypads, and the 4-digit standard, which is still common around the world, was originally chosen by the inventor John Shepard Barron, because his wife could only remember 4 numbers easily.
Seriously, that's the real reason.
That's the story. So while security experts today would want much longer codes, the 6-digit requirement we see here is the industry trying to strengthen security, but still keep it simple and fast enough for a quick public interaction.
So it's a trade-off. Speed and accessibility versus maximum security.
Exactly.
So a digit is any number from 0 to 9. The key insight here is the length of that sequence and the restriction to just numbers. That defines the whole security ceiling of the system.
Precisely. That number sequence is your authority. And after you've carefully put in those 6 digits, the machine needs a confirmation signal that you're done.
And that's the pound key.
The pound key.
That symbol that looks like a hashtag. 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines. Why that specific symbol? Why do some ATMs still need you to press a key after entering the PIN?
It's a bit of a relic of older system design, much like the numeric PIN itself. The pound key or the hash symbol, it acts as the enter or confirm signal here.
So it tells the machine.
It tells the machine, I'm finished entering my 6 digits. You can validate the entry now. In older systems, this was required to prevent something called shoulder surfing fraud.
Someone looking over your shoulder.
Right. If the machine just processed the PIN automatically after the sixth digit, a criminal watching would know exactly when you're done. By making you press the pound key, it adds a tiny delay and forces you to actively confirm the end of your input.
So it's an instruction to the machine to stop waiting for digits and start authenticating.
You got it.
And the advice here is just foundational. You should never share your PIN with anyone.
Never. It's non-negotiable.
That secrecy is the firewall for your entire financial life through that ATM.
It is. Because if the machine verifies the card and the PIN that goes with it, it trusts you completely. If you compromise your PIN, you have willingly given access to anyone who gets a hold of your card.
And the consequences for getting it wrong.
They're dire. Usually after 3 incorrect attempts, the machine will seize the card. It'll block the account. And you're forced to go inside the bank during business hours to sort out the security breach.
The machine takes that authentication step with absolute seriousness.
It has to.
It's so important that even the young learner in our story, Alex, he understood it instantly. When his mother was teaching him, she stressed that rule right after she explained
identity.
Yeah.
And once that digital handshake is successful, the machine shifts. It goes from verifying who you are to asking what you want to do.
We're past security, and now we're at the menu of options.
Exactly.
So we've inserted the card, we've input the PIN in, now we get to the functional heart of the interaction, the menu. The machine prompts us to select an option.
And that phrasing, select an option, that is standardized, crucial banking terminology.
It just means make a choice.
It just means make a choice from the structured possibilities available. But the formality of select an option reinforces that this is a professional, legally binding environment. The machine isn't offering suggestions. It is awaiting your instructions.
And the choices it offers define what the machine can do. A lot of people just use it for cash, but the main options are usually withdrawal, transfer, deposit, and balance inquiry. Let's start with withdrawal.
To withdraw is the verb. It means to physically take money out of your account. It's the most common use of the machine.
But in the banking world, we have to note the specific linguistic difference when you talk about the action as a noun.
Yes. The noun is the withdrawal.
And that's a great little piece of vocabulary precision.
Yeah.
The verb is W-I-T-H-D-R-A-W. But the noun, the thing you see on your receipt, is W-I-T-H-D-R-A-W-A-L. It adds that A-L at the end.
It's a subtle but very consistent difference you'll see in formal financial documents.
Right.
And withdrawals are often limited.
Right, there are limits.
There are daily withdrawal limits, which the bank sets for security. And there are physical constraints, which is just based on what kind of cash, what denominations the machine is holding.
And the machine has to stick to those limits.
Strictly, if you ask for an amount that's over your limit or more than the machine has, the transaction will just be rejected. You'll get a message like insufficient funds or limit exceeded.
Okay, let's pivot to the action that caused all the trouble in our cautionary tale. The transfer. This is a huge one, especially now with instant electronic payments.
To transfer money is to move funds from one account to another. It's an instruction to debit one source and credit a specific destination.
And at an ATM, that can be an internal transfer, right?
Right, like moving money between your own checking and savings accounts. Or it can be an external transfer, sending money to a third party, which is far more complex and legally significant.
And unlike a withdrawal, you don't get any physical cash. A transfer is purely electronic. It's invisible to you besides what's on the screen.
It happens instantly or near instantly through these electronic networks.
And that instant nature is tied to a lot of regulations.
For sure. We're not talking about those old, slow ACH transfers that take days. Modern transfers from an ATM often use real-time payment systems.
Yeah.
And because the money moves so fast and it's basically irreversible.
The system demands absolute precision and confirmation from you.
Absolutely. And notice the transfer is both the verb, I want to transfer funds, and the noun, I initiated a transfer.
Which brings us back one last time to that moment where human impatience just collided with robotic precision. The user wanted to do a withdrawal, but somehow they selected an external transfer. The machine, being a precise computer, just presented the data it was instructed to process.
The screen was asking for confirmation. It said something like, you want to transfer $10,000 to the World Wildlife Foundation? If this is correct, please press 1.
It's a last chance audit.
It is. But the user, operating under that confirmation bias, just saw yes and confirm buttons. They didn't read the destination or the amount. They just rushed the command.
The error here isn't technical, it's cognitive.
Complete.
The user was just thinking, just give me my money, and acted on that feeling instead of the explicit instruction on the screen.
And the machine received the authoritative confirmation. Transaction sealed. $10,000 electronically gone.
And that's the power of that term, transfer. Once you confirm it, that instruction is executed, and it's often irreversible in that moment. The machine doesn't care about your intent. It only cares about your confirmed input.
So when the user panicked and started, mashing buttons,
The ATM registered an anomaly, something far beyond a simple transaction error.
and that's when the high security response was triggered. The danger announcement, the lockdown. This wasn't about fixing the financial mistake. It was about neutralizing a perceived threat to the machine's assets and its system integrity.
It just shows how seriously the bank treats unauthorized or panicked access attempts in that high-value environment.
It's a powerful lesson in precision. The machine requires you to slow down, select an option, input the data, and then verify and confirm the final action.
If you treat the ATM like a vending machine, you risk activating security protocols that are designed for emergencies.
Exactly.
So, moving past that lockdown scenario, let's broaden the view of the ATM's functionality. We focus a lot on withdrawal and transfers, but the machine does a lot more.
That's the key benefit. The ATM is really a 24-hour mini branch. Beyond cash, the core services usually include checking your balance, making a deposit, and making a general inquiry. These functions give you real-time financial control.
Okay, let's start with checking the balance. This feels foundational to just financial awareness. What exactly is the balance? Are there different kinds?
The balance, in its simplest form, is the total amount of money left in your account. But in modern banking, the ATM will often show you two crucial figures.
Okay.
First, the current balance. That's the total money recorded in the account's ledger. Second, and more importantly, the available balance.
And the available balance is the money you can actually use right now.
Exactly. It subtracts any pending transactions, any holds, or any unverified deposits. Checking your available balance is the only way to be sure you can cover a withdrawal without getting an overdraft fee. It's crucial for money management.
That distinction, current versus available, that's a high-level insight. It helps you navigate that lag time between when a transaction happens and when it fully processes. Okay, next up, the deposit.
To deposit money means to put funds into your bank account. And this function has gone through a huge technological revolution.
Right, it's not just envelopes anymore.
No. Historically, you'd use an envelope, which was a system of trust. You'd say how much was in there, and the bank would verify it later. Now, a lot of ATMs use intelligent deposit technology.
Which is a big shift in risk for the bank. So how does that intelligent system work?
Well, the language on the screen is still often deposit cash or deposit check, but the mechanism is digital. Instead of an envelope, the machine uses optical character recognition OCR to scan checks or bills instantly.
So it's reading it right there.
It's imaging the check, reading the amount, and often validating the check's legitimacy on the spot. Then it credits your account with a provisional deposit amount.
That's a huge deal. It removes the need for a human teller for routine deposits.
Right, it enhances that 24/7 access. But you still have to follow very precise physical instructions for inserting the cash or the checks.
So if you deposit, say, $100 in cash, your available balance might reflect that almost immediately.
Almost immediately. But if it was a check, the system might still put a hold on the funds for a bit, which illustrates that processing delay we talked about. The ATM manages the bank's risk by controlling when that deposited money moves from provisional to available.
Okay, that makes sense. And the final key function is the inquiry. That sounds pretty broad. What does making an inquiry at an ATM actually mean?
An inquiry is the formal banking term for a request for information. It's broader than just checking your balance.
So what else could you do?
A common inquiry is requesting a mini statement. That's a printed summary of your last, say, 5 or 10 transactions. If you're traveling internationally, an inquiry might be checking the current foreign exchange rates the bank is offering.
So it's any action where the machine gives you data about your account, but without moving any money.
Precise.
This whole suite of functions really frames the ATM as the main financial management tool for a lot of people. It's faster and more convenient than going into a branch.
And that convenience has to be paired with enhanced security awareness, which brings us back to the term local authorities from that lockdown scenario.
Right. We established that authority means the people in charge. So local authorities are the government organizations responsible for order and public safety in that specific area.
In this context, it means the police.
Yeah.
The machine's threat sealing the exits until the authorities arrive shows us that the ATM operates as a physical vault. It contains significant cash reserves. And that vault, which is often called a safe in banking terms, is heavily guarded.
The alarms, the cameras, the lockdown capability.
The whole security infrastructure is designed to protect that safe and the electronic system it's connected to.
So if the machine detects any abnormal activity, whether it's a possible financial crime like that transfer or a physical attempt to break into it, it defaults to maximum security and calls for external human help.
That is its protocol.
Yeah.
But this powerful machine security has to be matched by rigorous personal security from the user. And we heard that vital, timeless advice the mother gave to Alex about his external awareness.
Yes, the essential human element of safety. Always be aware of your surroundings when using an ATM. If something feels wrong, walk away. That is the user's responsibility. The machine handles the digital and physical security of the money. You have to handle the security of your immediate environment.
That situational awareness is non-negotiable. You can't just be focused solely on the screen. You have to take a moment, scan the environment for suspicious activity, make sure no one is watching you enter your PIN or trying to distract you.
It's proactive risk mitigation that no machine can do for you.
Yep.
And this focus on personal responsibility leads perfectly into that wider story of learning and independence that we see with Alex. His journey really frames the benefit of mastering this technology. It moves him from nervous dependence to confident autonomy.
He started with genuine anxiety. He felt overwhelmed when he got his first paycheck and had to face using the machine alone. That feeling of, what if I press the wrong button, is such a natural response to high-stakes tech.
And his mother's promise, it's simple and you'll feel more confident after learning, that just highlights the direct link between knowledge and confidence.
It's textbook learning. First, he just observed the steps. Correct insertion, precise PANTHI entry, selecting the withdrawal option.
Then he tried it himself.
He tried alone, did a small transaction successfully, he took his receipt, and he probably even noticed the specific spelling of the word withdrawal.
And the immediate realization was a huge confidence boost.
That wasn't so hard. That complex system of security protocols and formal language suddenly became a simple 3-minute interaction. The process was demystified. He went from being tentative and nervous to it just being a routine, easy transaction.
And crucially, that comfort led to him being able to help other people, which is the sign of true mastery.
Yes.
He became good enough to guide his grandmother, who wasn't sure about the process. He even helped his younger sister open her first bank account and learn how to use her own card.
He went from being the student to being the instructor. That role reversal proves that using the ATM really is a step toward being responsible and independent, just like the source material says. It's a foundational part of financial adulthood.
And that technological independence is paired with some crucial financial wisdom. Advice on how to use the machine responsibly, not just how to operate it.
The long-term advice from Alex's father is essential. It's good to take money from the ATM when you need it, but don't spend it all. Save some for the future.
So that integrates the mechanics of the ATM with the discipline of saving. And this connects directly to the withdrawal function. By deliberately choosing to withdraw only small amounts, Alex is using the ATM as a tool for financial discipline. He keeps most of his money in the account, only taking out cash when it's absolutely necessary.
And that reinforces the saving habit.
It does. And continuously checking his balance and seeing his savings grow provides instant, tangible satisfaction. That's a powerful psychological incentive.
The ATM then transforms. It goes from being a simple cash dispenser to a tool for responsible behavior. It forces you to make conscious decisions about your money every time you walk up to it.
So in mastering the ATM, Alex didn't just learn functional vocabulary like insert, slot, PIN, withdraw, and deposit.
No.
He internalized the importance of security, situational awareness, and disciplined saving. The machine, which started out as this intimidating hurdle, became a symbol of personal control and financial literacy.
It's a powerful narrative. It shows how mastering seemingly mundane technology carries these significant lessons about life management and financial responsibility. We've systematically broken down every step from the physical act of insertion to the electronic complexity of a transfer.
So what does this all mean for you, the user? We've covered the initial physical requirements, the digital security of the 6-digit PEP key and the pound key. We've explored the core actions of withdrawal, the irrevocability of a confirmed transfer, and the absolute necessity of checking your available balance before you try either of those.
We detailed the functions of deposit and inquiry, and we confirmed the dual nature of the ATM. It's 247 convenience, but it requires absolute care and strict security protocols.
And failure to be cautious, as we saw with that $10,000 transfer incident, results in immediate dramatic consequences. The machine locking down, contacting local authorities. Precision is mandatory. Mastering this specialized language is mastering the machine. It turns a potentially intimidating device into a simple, reliable tool for accessing your funds and managing your life. It promotes independence and financial literacy.
We know the security rules, both physical, be aware of your surroundings, and digital, keep that PIN secret.
And we also understand that human error, just rushing the selection or confirmation process, remains the biggest vulnerability in the whole system.
And that vulnerability, human fallibility, that leads us to our final provocative thought.
Yeah.
We noted that a very common problem mentioned in the source material is people forgetting their cards in the slot. They walk away happy with their cash, but they leave the card behind.
I've seen it happen. The ATM, by design, often delivers the cash first, then the card. So people prioritize the cash and they just forget to retrieve their plastic key.
Exactly. The machine is catering to your immediate goal, which is the money. And that inadvertently encourages your mistake, leaving the card.
Which has led to a significant design change in some banking networks.
They're issuing the card first and the cash second.
So they flip the process.
They flip it. And this simple modification seems counterintuitive if you're thinking about efficiency, right? You'd think cash first is the goal. But it raises this important question about behavioral science and banking.
If the goal is to prevent loss, forcing the user to retrieve the physical key to their account before they get the reward of the money.
It seems like a brilliant psychological enforcement mechanism.
By reversing the process card first, cash second, the machine forces your attention back to the instrument of access, the most critical item to retain. It makes you deal with that before it rewards you with the funds.
It implicitly recognizes that for most of us, the cash is the only priority. And we will forget the card entirely unless the machine forces our attention back to it.
So how does that modification, card first, change your cognitive process at the machine? And what other ways might technology be adjusted to account for the common fallibility of the user? That's something for you to mull over the next time you approach the bank machine.